In every story of faith, there's a moment when life feels beyond repair, when the weight of years, pain, and loss becomes too much to carry. For Scott, that moment came about 6 months ago. A heart attack changed everything. His body weakened. His spirit, already fragile, seemed to give way. The strength to fight simply disappeared. Soon after, a letter arrived from the county treasurer. It wasn't just a notice of unpaid taxes. It was a final warning. Their home, the place that held every memory of his family, was about to be lost. But, truthfully, Scott had already been losing that home for years. 10 years earlier, his wife, the love of his life, passed away in that house. Since then, Scott hadn't changed a thing in her room. Not one picture, not one folded blanket. Grief had frozen time, and for a decade, he simply existed inside its walls, a prisoner of memory, standing still while life kept moving. Jonah, his son, was only 12 when she died. Now a young man, Jonah had grown up with the residue of pain and grief always tainting his confidence. He didn't have a job, a driver's license, nor any plan for the future. Social anxiety made the world outside feel impossible. So he stayed where it was safe, where his mother's memory lingered, in the home he was about to lose. But as their world began to crumble with bills unpaid, faith uncertain, and a home slipping away, something unexpected began to happen. Their church invited them to join 21 days of prayer. At first, it was just a commitment, a routine. But what started as a church practice soon became a turning point, a move of the Lord working quietly in their lives. This is the story of Jonah and Scott, a father and son, each carrying years of pain, stepping together into a season of prayer. Over 21 days, we watched faith awaken where loss had settled. We saw hearts softened, hope rekindled, and two lives slowly drawn back toward the God who still heals, still restores, and still writes new stories even after years of silence. This is more than a documentary about change. It's a journey of grace, prayer, and renewal. A witness to what happens when the Lord begins to make all things new. Day 9, 21 days of prayer, almost halfway, I guess. So what have you been thinking about lately?
I don't know. Everything's kind of hard to process. The month's going by fast. It's all going by fast. Stuff is starting to work out. Talked about how, a lot of what we've been talking about is just how buried I've been in life, and how I want to get out of the hole that we're in, that we've put ourselves in, put myself in. I let life do this, do that. We're going to touch on, as I've said before, we're going to talk about more of like what really bothers me every day to my core. But, the surface level stuff right now, like it's getting taken care of. The last thing I said on day 8 was trust the process. And I'm starting to like figure, like, that's because I said that because I'm starting to realize almost halfway through this, that like everything's happening for a reason, even though I knew that's true, but everything is really starting to like fall together. It's like this, it's like the start is really starting to happen. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So you said, you've allowed life to bury you, and you're trying to do some things now to take your life back. Like what's one smaller thing you're working on right now?
Well, I'm trying to get into the word more, like, so I have more knowledge of like scripture and stuff.
What about driving?
Oh yeah, duh. Tomorrow, you take me down to get my permit.
And you've never had a driver's license?
Nope.
How much have you driven a car ever?
Here and there. Like I can drive. It's just really, it's just a bit messy, a bit messy. I could do it. I'm not really good with traffic laws too well. Like, you'll see me probably going down a one-way. It's goofy, but we're gonna get there. I'm not worried about that now. And you know, now that we have a car, you just handed the title over to my dad. We have a car now, 4 wheels. That's 4 more wheels than we've had before that. So now it's really gonna work out. And, by the end of this, I'm gonna get a job. I'm gonna have a job by the end of this. We're gonna work that out. You're helping my dad out with a Walmart job. Was that a delivery thing?
Yeah, Spark.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Proud of him. I really am. All this is giving me like some motivation, which I shouldn't need it. Like, discipline is built through, doing the stuff you need to do without having motivation, right? So that's why I'm also working on internally is pushing through and doing the stuff I need to do, even if I don't have the motivation, so I gain the discipline.
What about that other guy that you've been hanging out with? You and him been talking about?
So his name is Bronson. I love him to death. I met him through Semir, my big brother, essentially, and his wife Semir is also like my big sister. They introduced me to this church. I've been going to men's group with Samir on Wednesdays, and after men's group, I think after or during, instead of doing that, something like that, we ended up going into a sanctuary where you hold sermons to help rebuild a stage, and I saw him at Bronson. He was doing a lot of that. And then, you know, he plays on the worship team, like the band. He plays guitar and he sings. But basically, he's been coming to prayer, so that's how we've been, you know, connecting. You suggested he gave me rides home because I live on the way to his house. There's a school. I didn't know he lived down the street from me. So this has been an opportunity for us to connect. So I appreciate that, because we've really started to throw a bond. We're in a relationship, and now he's wanted to come to wrestling shows of mine. He's gonna come to the Tame on the 24th, where it's gonna be me and my tag team partner Jack, the Altered, versus Gavin and Jackson. The whole angle we're doing, the street fight. And then Waterloo the following week on the 31st. We're here in my hometown. He wants to come to that too. But today, earlier today, he was asking about how much I work out, what I do, if I do. It's like, well, how about we turn my garage into a little gym, and we work out. And yeah, so basically he showed me around the garage. We went downstairs, and his house was like a little man cave that needs to look a bit cleaned up. We clean that up. Has a pool table. He has a whole bunch of music stuff, whole sound system, electric guitars, electric drum set, acoustic guitars, you name it. Microphone. I was like, whoa, this is cool. Like, this is my alley. Like, I want to become a musician. And I was like, this is really cool, man. And he was like, oh yeah, you know what? I'll probably give you guitar. I'll probably give you this guitar. So here, we can mess around with this. I'll teach you, this stuff, this and this. I was like, he has a piano too. He taught me how to play a beat on the drums. Then we played a few songs, and I was like, well, I can't believe I'm doing this. So, this is, God's opening some avenues in my life that I've been wanting to be open for a little while. And I was wondering when this one was going to be, and I'm just grateful. That's what I'm just really grateful. Almost not even halfway through this, I'm grateful. Things are getting, finally knitted together, crocheted together, whatever you want to say, to make it sound cute. I just know that this is good what's happening. I'm building bonds. Things are coming together, and I appreciate you as well, Rich, for this. Today, what is it, 9? we're gonna see how this goes.